All right, guys. So, welcome to the Maui Business Podcast. So, my name is Devin Atkins. I'm here with Tyler Deveraux here of the Multifamily Mindset. And today, pretty much what we're going to go over is his business and what it is that he's been able to do, the lives that he's been able to change, and also how we're going to be able to help you guys change your lives as well. This program, I actually bought into the Multifamily Mindset myself. It was a game changer. It's given me a lot of understanding on how to actually manage apartment buildings and also how to figure out the numbers and crunch the numbers when it comes to finding out if that property is a good deal or a good buy. So I have Tyler Deveraux here. I'm going to go ahead and basically just have him introduce himself and where we're located at.
Sweet. Thanks for having me on, bro.
Yeah, no, thank
Appreciate
you for this
it.
spot too.
Excited to be able to share the story and especially to be able to talk to all of y'all here on Maui, man. I love Maui. I'm grateful to be a visitor here and grateful to be able to raise my family here.
When you got started with the Multifamily Mindset?
Yeah, so I started, I think I got to go back a little bit because I started an investment company in 2015-ish. I had done some single family flips and wholesales and things like that. You're familiar with that kind of stuff.
Of course, yeah.
But then I learned about multifamily investing right around the same time as I found out that I was going to become a dad. And that I always knew I wanted to be a dad. Like that's really the only thing that I knew that I wanted to be.
To do, right? Yeah.
But I knew the type of dad I wanted to be, and I wanted to be present. My life, I felt, was unbalanced. And so as excited as I was, I also was nervous that I was going to turn into the dad that I always said that I wouldn't be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I started looking and searching for other ways to create income. And I learned about apartment buildings, which was not even on my realm of possibility.
Or radar, right?
No,
Never
not
even
at all.
thought.
I had never read a book about it. I didn't know anybody who owned an apartment building. Nothing. And so when I learned about it, man, and I found myself, I walked in this room similar to what you did. And my mental narrative when I walked in the room was like, you idiot. Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
You know, like you can't buy an apartment building. Like that was my
Like you're out of your league in a way.
100%. 100%. That's what I felt. I didn't look at all the things that I had done or what I could do. I was just looking at, well, what I thought I couldn't do, you know, but I stayed and certainly learned and understood that no, everyday people like you and I, like that's who own a lot of these apartment buildings. It's just a matter of how do they structure and how do they buy it? And so I learned, I increased my knowledge. And what I've learned is this as well. The more rooms that I put myself in where I felt like I don't belong, the more rooms I've been able to level up to and the more that I belong, which is awesome. And so I learned how to buy apartment buildings and it changed. I know this is cliche, but dude, it changed my life in every aspect. Like it just changed my life because when you do something that at one point you thought was impossible and then you find a way to make it possible, it forces you to question everything in here.
Yeah, everything that's possible, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like what else in here is false that I believe? You know, like what is that? And so that's beautiful, by the way, because now you start challenging your past beliefs or your limiting beliefs. And so it changed me in, financially it changed us, but it changed me mentally as well.
Yeah.
And that sparked this whole, like my company's name is Multifamily Mindset for a reason. It's because I believe that mindset is, in fact, I say a lot of times we're a mindset company who just so happens to teach.
Family.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can vouch for that. The biggest thing that I took away from the program, in my personal opinion, was the mindset. Like I put a lot of work and time into the first module of the Multifamily Mindset because I did struggle with limiting beliefs and stuff like that. Just like you were sharing, right? Limiting beliefs, they're still there. We're all still struggling, right? Even having this podcast with Tyler Deveraux, it's a limiting mindset. I didn't think it'd be possible, but literally because of the mindset coaching and the training that I've been doing with my own mindset, it's been super helpful. So I can appreciate that. Changing the mindset is definitely something that if you guys are struggling with, whether it be apartment investing, whether it be investing in yourself, like quitting your 9-to-5 job, whatever it is, literally change your mindset. Like it's that simple. It's that freaking simple. So yeah, I thank you for sharing that.
Oh yeah, bro. And it's just asking better questions and that doesn't change like every level. Cause I know how to get to where I'm at, but I don't know how to get to where I'm going. And so those same limiting, beliefs and things come in. Cause it's like, can I is that
Is it possible?
Yeah.
What if?
it doesn't change. If you're growing, those limiting beliefs remain. Now, they don't need to stay. Those limiting beliefs change, and some are removed and some are added. But you escalate and you grow. So started my investment company, and my dream, my wife and I's dream, was to move to. We didn't know specifically Maui, at least I didn't, but somewhere to move to an island with our kids to spend a year of unobstructed time before they got into school. That was like the goal, the dream.
You write it down and all that stuff?
Oh, yeah. All of it. And I remember the first time I ever vocalized it, because I had talked to anybody besides Britt and I. Britt's my wife. We've talked about it a bunch, but I'll never forget, like, I was at an event and I said out loud to someone, yeah, my wife and I are going to move to Maui. And I was like, because now at this point we knew we wanted Maui.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, we're going to move to Maui and spend a year with, our kids before they get into school of unobstructed time. And immediately I was like, oh,
I just spoke that.
Yes. It terrified me.
Yeah. It's a big move. Cool. Where were you at the time?
We were in Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
To just go and chill, like to essentially retire for a year was a stretch.
Yeah.
But man, I was able to create that and move out here because of multifamily real estate, and I became very passionate about it. And I also had the opportunity to go and teach and help in the same organization that I learned how to buy these apartment buildings. I got to go and help at some of their events and teach and speak and do these kind of things after I had, done what I did. I loved it. And in 2020, I looked around and saw pain. They had closed their doors.
Pain with the program that you were involved in?
Pain with people, period.
Okay.
Great.
Because COVID,
wildfire. Pain, period, in people. Like I see it on social media. And it was crazy because there was pain, don't get me wrong, but like I was excited. Like I was excited because I saw, I will say that I saw through the bullshit, meaning I saw that this was a disruption. I'd been waiting for a disruption. And I also saw that there was lots of things that were designed to create fear and to create and keep people on the sidelines. And I didn't believe that. I didn't believe in that at all. I questioned everything. And I think about this. I saw this pain. And I remember I traveled to Washington, D.C. And during this time, it was like, I don't know, summer of 2020. And I remember seeing this, because I used to live there. I used to live in D.C. And I just saw like pain, bro.
Like depression kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just bad vibes.
Because out here, it was challenging, but let's be honest, it was also kind of beautiful because it's Maui and there's no tourists and it's just us who live here. And I mean, all these beautiful spots are now. Yes.
Yeah.
So it was like, so I was kind of blinded by that a little bit. So, but going to DC and seeing like this stark difference, it's like, oh my gosh, man, people need this now more than ever. So I decided to start an education company, a live event education company in 2020 when live events were illegal.
Yeah.
Like
on it. Yeah.
It's crazy.
That was a mindset that it wasn't even forced upon him. It was just the mindset of the world at that time, right? Because of COVID, right? It was like, hey, you just can't do this. It's not even something that you had internally. It was just like, that was standard, I guess, right? At the time, right?
Yeah. So we started doing live events, man. And, that was a big move because it costs a lot to put those on. And, I don't even know if people are going to show up.
Yeah.
It's like, who knows? Maybe they're freaked out. But I realized very quickly that, that's exactly what I thought. They needed it, and man, it was so beautiful. It was just so beautiful. And so we took off. The education business took off. Our investment company continued to take off. And we're able to do events all across the nation and help lots of people. Our students have been able to acquire over $1 billion of multifamily real estate. That's a
small feat. Yeah.
No, that's a crazy number.
Yeah. $1 billion in apartment buildings.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah, that's significant.
Well, what's some of my favorite testimonials, though, if I'll be honest with you, is the testimonials of, man, I have a better relationship with my spouse, or I have a better relationship with my kids, or I got a raise at my job. And Because we teach a lot more than that. We teach a lot more than just, really, we teach you how to go buy businesses. Like, because these apartment buildings are ran, operated, controlled, valued like a true operating business. That's where I learned business, is truly through apartment buildings. So that's what we teach people. And man, we've had people buy businesses. We just had a student the other day post on our Facebook page and say, he had worked at a hotel, he'd worked there for like 12 years, 13 years, something like that. And he just found out that they were going to sell it. And he panicked. He panicked of like, oh my gosh, man, this, what's gonna happen? And then he had this shift of like, wait a minute, I should buy this. I should put in an offer. This thing that at one point of his life would have been, a disruption in his life, all of a sudden turns into the opportunity of his life to be able to buy it. And he he'd worked there for 12, 13 years, had no idea that he could actually buy this thing. He's doing the hardest part. Had no idea that he could buy this thing until he came to our class and learned that no, he can buy this thing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think that's very important. The thing that you shared as far as multifamily, it's essentially just looking at a P&L, right? And figuring out where all the value adds that you can provide to the business, so to speak, right? And the ecosystem. So I think that's great that you said that, because essentially, I mean, you are just buying a business.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
You really, that's how I view it. Because it's a true operating business with partners and, structures and how it's valued. And
yeah. With that being said, that was kind of your journey and your process to getting started. So what are some of the challenges that you faced getting started? I know you shared mindset was one of them, but what is like the operational challenges with maybe starting a educational program?
Lots, bro. I mean, and there's still challenges, and I believe that I have a different perspective of challenges. I believe challenges are a blessing. I believe it.
Agreed. Yeah.
I believe, because the minute that you stop having challenges is the minute that you're not growing. So stagnant.
Yeah.
So tons, bro. Like, I'll tell you, starting a live event, any business, but starting that live event business in 2020, one of them was I had never put myself out on, I know you said, operational, I'll get there.
Yeah.
But the first thing that comes to my mind is I had never put myself out there like that. Like, I'm
on
now
social media, right?
Ever.
Yeah.
Bro, I had like 1,000 followers. Like, I had never put myself out there on social media ever in that way, in that fashion. I hadn't recorded marketing videos. I hadn't done those kind of things. Like, I hadn't done that. I hadn't created content. Like, I had not done it. And all of a sudden I'm creating these videos and these marketing campaigns, and they're going out to hundreds everywhere. And dude, people are ruthless, like ruthless.
Yeah.
And it messed with me in the beginning, it messed with me because I love people. And so,
and you're just trying to help them.
I'm just trying to help,
they're just
bro.
passionate on you, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Brittany, my wife, is amazing. And she comes in the kitchen one day, and I just read like a ton of these comments. And she's like, I'm a very happy person, and like, she comes in, as you can see, is like, I'm not happy. She's like, what's up? And I tell her, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I just woke up to 17, go F yourselves, And my wife just kind of laughed. She's like, dude, listen, somebody who's in the arena, somebody who's doing what you've done or what you want to do, and they give you some feedback, okay, we listen to that.
Yeah.
But somebody who's not even in the game, not even in the arena, they're just shooting darts from the sidelines, like, who cares,
Yeah.
It's a good perspective for me to have.
Yeah, because the only people that are going to really talk crap are people who aren't doing anything, or just keyboard warriors, you know what I mean? Like, someone who's actually out there putting in the work, they're going to support you, at least, or they're just not going to say anything and they think the thoughts. Yeah. But
so operationally though, bro, tons, man, because I'd created different businesses, and I had my apartment buildings and I had my investment company, but this is a totally different business. Like, this business, the logistics of traveling and getting to the events, the logistics of booking the events and scheduling the events and marketing for the events and getting people to show up for those events. And then all of a sudden we went from, I had two employees, 1.5, one full-time, one part-time. To, geez, man, pretty quickly, a lot of employees and HR stuff. I'd never really dealt with that, because with apartments, even though you have employees on the apartment, they're actually employees of the management company that are specific to your apartment. So I had never dealt with I had never fired somebody. I had never even really interviewed to hire somebody. I had never done those kind of things. I had never structured SOPs within, an operational business like this. That kind of stuff you can figure out. And I have, and you do. And anybody listen to this, if you started a business and you have a business, you've had to do the exact same things for sure.
Yeah.
But then the other side of that, because there's this this other side of the coin, which is students and those who we teach and fulfill on. Because
that's more draining too than actually doing, right? I mean, not draining, but more energy that comes out of you to pour into those people the knowledge that you've already learned.
Yeah. And expectations are different for everybody. It's like I can create this thing that is great, but maybe they need something that, a piece of it that they want that we don't have or at least don't have yet. Well, there's two ways that people approach that. People will either be like, hey, man, I have this question and I need help with this thing and I can't find it here. And then we're like, oh, cool, we'll create it. And there's the other part, people just get angry that we don't have it right there at that exact same time that they need it. And it's like, a lot of things, you don't know what people need until they tell you that they need it.
Especially when you're building something new too. You know what I mean? It's not like you can have a crystal ball that says, hey, this student's going to struggle with this. Yeah. Okay. So operationally, so it sounds like SOPs and pouring into the students was probably the hardest part. Yeah.
See, I love the pouring into, that's the part that I love. Okay. I love doing the events. I love doing coaching calls. Never have I done an event or a coaching call. And I literally try to stay away from absolutes, but literally never have I done that and walked away feeling tired, but like drained emotionally. No, it feeds me emotionally. Like it's beautiful.
No,
I love it.
Yeah, I would say after that multifamily mindset that we went to, like after I was pumped, I was on fire. So I can see, especially for 3 days of you coaching, like commend you on that too, because that's a lot of work. That's a lot of talking, but it's a lot of education. Like there's a lot. If you guys get the opportunity to go, maybe you guys are watching this podcast episode and you guys are interested in going to the multifamily mindset. I highly recommend going to the mentorship program and just at least seeing the introduction of what it is that they do, just to get your feet wet, just to dabble in it a little bit. It's eye-opening. It really is. So recommend checking that out.
Thanks, bro. And I do. I love that. I love that part. I have a high standard of excellence and I have pretty high expectations. And so, when somebody needs something that I don't have for them, or they want a different way that I don't have for them, it's like, we've changed so much. Like I look at what we looked like when we started versus what we look like now. I mean, bro, it's not even remotely close. There's been so many improvements and enhancements and changes. It's beautiful on all fronts and everything, in the events, in the coaching, in the coaches, in the structure, in all of it. But it doesn't matter, man. No matter how good you get, there will always be somebody who believes that you're not good enough yet. And they're right, because I'll never be. Because it's always constant progression. So what I tend to do, and this is any business owner out there that I would suggest, is I read a book by, do you know Dr. Benjamin Hardy?
Can't say I do.
He's wrote a number of books and they're all phenomenal, but this one's called The Gap and the Gain. And he talks about how as achievers, and I know you're like this because you're an achiever, and anybody listening to this who's a business owner, you're probably a business owner because you're an achiever. You measure yourself against this ideal state, which means you're never there. It's almost like the horizon. You could make so much progress, but the horizon is still going to stay the horizon. It's always in the distance. So you're always measuring yourself against this ideal state, and there's this gap there. And if you're measuring yourself against a gap, sometimes that's what makes us great, but it also can create stress and anxiety and doubt and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
On the flip side, if you can measure yourself looking backwards and look at how far you've come, like reflect. I believe reflection is one of God's greatest gifts, is the ability to reflect back and be like, oh my gosh, okay. Because as I reflect back and I see all the things that I've done, overcome, improved, then I realized that is exactly what I'm going to continue to do in the future. Now I have gain. Now it's like, that's the gain. It's like everything measured there is gain. Anything measured from an ideal state is a gap. And so for me to look at it, I have to remind myself, definitely have the horizon, definitely have the ideal state, but literally schedule check-in points to remind yourself how far you've come.
I think that's great. I think you have put a different mindset on that, like by looking at your past and looking at how it can benefit you towards the future. A lot of people just look at their past and stay in their past, right?
Sure.
I think that's a big detriment to a lot of people is they just look at their past and they don't actually, like you said, look at what you've learned and how it's helped you grow into the future person that you're wanting to be. So I think that's a good point that you made. I know a lot of people, for myself as well, I've struggled with looking at the past and forget on exactly what it is that I've done and where I'm gonna go, right? So I think that's huge to use your past as a tool to push you forward into where you
That's
want to
it.
go. Yeah. Okay, so next question I have for you, Tyler, is how do people become partners with you? Maybe in the multifamily mindset, maybe in your investment company as well. Let's kind of go over those avenues.
So I'll look at it I have two distinct businesses. One is Access Capital, that's my investment company.
Mhm.
The other one is Multifamily Mindset, that's my
Uh-huh.
education company. And first, I started the education company and my investment company with partners
Mhm.
that are no longer with me.
Mhm.
Like actual in the business operating partners
In
that
the
are
weeds,
yeah.
pretty much. Yeah.
that are no longer
Mhm.
with me. And so that transition, that's challenging,
I've gone through the same thing, so I hear you.
I could do
Yeah.
it's a divorce in business,
Yeah.
One of them was different ballgame.
Yeah,
It was easy. Like we were very
Yeah.
close. The other one was not.
Mhm.
It's not easy,
Yeah.
challenging. And, that was tough. But I will also tell you that helped me grow a ton. I learned more about business, I believe, since that than all the other times combined. But as far as like coming into and being part of like the properties that we invest into with my
Mhm.
investment company,
Mhm.
we have passive investors. That's how we do this. Is how we do this. Like
Mhm.
it's called syndication.
Yeah.
And it's syndication. The easiest way for me to explain that, because some people know what that is, some people don't know. But how I look at it is 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2. It's 1 + 1 = 5.
Mhm.
It's two parts coming together to do more together than they could do individually.
On their own. Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. We, on our side of the things, we find the deals, we research the markets, we underwrite the deals, we structure everything, we bring the capital in, we guarantee the loans, we do all the doing,
Mhm.
and then bring passive investors in. So individuals that have money that they want to invest into real estate.
Mhm.
Let's say somebody has capital, they would like to invest in real estate, but maybe they don't know how to identify a good property.
Mhm.
Maybe they don't want to be a landlord. There's obviously a lot that goes into all that.
Tons of stuff that goes into property management.
Yeah,
There's so much.
tons.
Yeah.
We take their capital with our capital and do all the doing so that they can own apartment buildings,
Mhm.
benefit from all the benefits of apartment buildings, the cash flow, the taxes, tax benefits,
Mhm.
the equity gain, without doing any of the hassle of that.
Yeah. So that's perfect. Yeah. As Tyler said, if you guys are a business owner, I mean, ideally, most business owners have a lot of money and a lot of capital that they want to invest and put it into real estate or other avenues, maybe AI. Maybe you're interested in AI right now because of a big wave. I know that's what I'm on right now. It's going pretty well. But with that being said, if you guys are interested in investing in real estate, feel free to hit up Tyler or me. Like we can put you in touch with the right people and at least point you in the right direction if you're wanting to go to single family apartments. I mean, if you want to just buy something in Maui, I'm also a realtor here as well, so I can help you with that. But for the most part, if you guys have capital and you guys want to invest, we are definitely two individuals that you can reach out to, and we can point you in the right direction for that.
They should, man. Like you guys got to put it to work because, I mean, I look at the tax benefits alone. I'll just paint this picture. This, upcoming year, my first $2 million of income is tax-free because of the
Apartments.
the tax benefits of apartment investing. And that's just the things that have already accumulated. And I'll accumulate more by more apartments that I buy. But right now, if nothing changed, my first $2 million of income is tax-free. Like I'm sure that those listening to this, it sounds attractive, and it is, but it's because of the tax benefits of multifamily, and it's amazing.
Now, would you say that multifamily is more of a long-term play or is it a
Yeah.
short-term gain?
Nope, long-term play.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's short-term cash flow, but that's not it. Like that's beautiful, but that's not the game changer. The game changer comes in this long-term play of number one, sure, you're gonna get cash flows, that's great. Pay less in taxes today. But man, real wealth is created through equity growth. whether it's with AI or whether it's with a business you're investing in, whatever it is, that's where the true game changers come.
One thing I would say is as you guys are watching this podcast episode, you got to go in the mindset of denying self and gratification, like instant gratification. That's been something that for the past 5 years, I've literally been putting in the work, the hustle, the education, and like you said, putting myself in rooms where I feel like I don't belong, but because I put myself in those rooms, I've been able to elevate and achieve things a lot quicker than I thought I could. So with that being said, I would highly recommend putting yourself in rooms that you don't feel comfortable in. I think that's huge for growth.
How was it when you came to that 3-day training? How did you feel at that training?
I actually liked the 3-day training more. I thought it was more valuable than the entire course, to be honest with you.
Okay, yeah.
I would go back to the 3-day training, one, to see how you do the sales, because this gentleman, he's very good at closing sales. And the 3-day training, I love the 3-day training. It was great. I feel like I learned a lot in the 3-day training, and it's just, I don't know, it was good. It was a good environment.
When you walked in the room, were you intimidated by it at all at first, or did you or because you had already been doing some of it, you immediately felt like,
yeah. So when I walked into the first one, I was like, it was interesting, right? It was a discovery thing. We were already managing apartment buildings here on Maui, so it was I was like, okay, cool, let's see what this is about. And then when I got into the 3-day training, I was like, oh, this is what I needed, right?
Good.
Because I was already managing apartment buildings. It just helped give more clarity and more insight on the gaps that I was missing when it came to property management, or when it came to looking for opportunities and how to look at apartment buildings, right?
Yeah.
I got really blessed in the opportunity that I was given to manage these apartment buildings. I was just given 70 units to manage on Maui, and I was like, okay. And I didn't know what I was doing, and I figured it out. Of course, with the help of the Multifamily Mindset and just putting in the work, right? So for the 3-day event, it was probably one of the best events that I've been involved in, because also when I came out of the Multifamily Mindset event, my mind was just on fire, right? It's the biggest thing, that Multifamily Mindset, that right there, just that it says mindset, that's really what you guys are teaching. That has helped me the biggest, and think bigger too, that helped too.
Yeah.
Because I'm not thinking small anymore. I'm looking to dominate, not looking to compete, essentially. So
yes,
I would say that it's helped me dramatically.
And how old are you? Remind me how old you are.
I'm 30. I'll be 31 in August. August 21st.
Dude, it's impressive because I watched you in that room. The reason I ask you is because I watched you navigate the room. I watched how you interacted with the people, how you interacted with me, how you interacted with my team that was there. Bro.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
No, that's good. The mindset, right? Hearing someone in Tyler's caliber, keep in mind, everybody's at different levels and different stages of their life, but coming from Tyler and someone who's actually doing, better, right? Essentially you're doing better than I am at this point. And it's encouraging to hear that. So I appreciate you for that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Partners kind of got into
Can I say one thing though?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'm 10 years down the road.
10 years into the journey, yeah.
Yeah, I'm 10 years ahead of you.
How old are you? You say you're
40. I turned 41.
Cool. So that's encouraging. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I would tell you that's like measuring yourself with the gap and the gain, right? It's it's hard for me to even remember what I looked like at 30.
Yeah.
I was a little bit more attractive than you, but
but
bro, you're crushing, man. You can't measure. It's 10 years down the road. It's not my life. It's not that I'm doing better. It's that I'm 10 years down the road.
You've been in the arena longer, essentially. Yeah. No, I agree with that. It's good. Another mindset change, yeah. So what would you say, we kind of covered this already, but what do you think is the most unique about your business and sets it apart from others on Maui?
Man, well, I don't think that there's anybody that does what I do on Maui. And I don't know.
We know Brandon Turner lives here, but he doesn't really put on any masterminds or anything.
Yeah, different events. He definitely puts on events and definitely teaches tons about real estate, but it's different format, different structure. We do, I don't know any company that does more live events than we do. We do lots of live events. I got 2 teams going out every week doing events every day with 1 or 2 teams going out in the weekends doing these 3-day trainings. We do masterminds. We do lots of events.
How many events do you guys think you guys do a year?
So, do you know how many events we do a year?
16 to 24 events a week. That's a lot. That's a lot of work.
16 to 24 events a week is a lot of work. It is a lot of work.
I'm overwhelmed. Over 1,000 events a year, essentially.
That's crazy.
That's a lot. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of capital. That's a lot of organization. Oh, yeah. I mean, geez. Kudos to you for doing that. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Just doing a podcast episode, it's a lot.
Yeah. But man, you have systems. That's what's beautiful about systems. You have systems. You have great team members. I mean, my gosh, man, that is, when you can get the right team members in place who take ownership for what they do, that's incredible.
Yeah, that's incredible. I would say if you guys are in the process of starting a business at all, I've been able to build a content creation agency, which is the people who will be editing this video. But my content creation agency, I am completely hands off because I've invested hours and hours into my A players, the people that are carrying the company essentially. And like you said, I've trained them to essentially take extreme ownership of what it is that they're doing, because if I can focus on doing more podcast interviews, doing more sales and talking to more people, it makes my life that much easier. And then also you're providing value to your employees. And I'm not the individual, I'm not the CEO or individual who's not going to pour into my people that are around me, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit there and like, hey, you're struggling with this in life. I'm not going to like, hey, go talk to some therapist or something. Like, I'm going to figure out how to help you. How can I help you? You've helped me. How can I provide value to you? So I think that's huge, having A players on your team for sure.
100%. And that's, that's another challenge though. The other challenge is you have
finding them, going through them.
Yeah. And weeding those people out who are great people. They're just not great for business. And
that there's people like that, believe it or not.
If they have anybody on here who runs a business and has had any amount of employees, knows there are some people that are great. They're just not great for your business.
Yeah, and they don't fit the mold.
Not at all. Yeah. And you got to cut ties. If not, it'll hurt your business. And I have
had that happen.
Oh my God, I've held on to people way too long.
So from those experiences, are you cutting people off like quick? For me, as soon as someone on my company or my team does something more than once and I ask them, I let them go, especially if I start hiring. If I just hired them and they're not listening or not paying attention to detail, I'm sorry, but you got to go because I don't have time for that. I have to make sure that you're following instructions and moving on. So my question to you is, when are you cutting that cord? Is it quick? Or is it like you give them more grace?
It should be slow to hire, quick to fire.
Yeah.
I would say probably one of my detriments is sometimes I only see the greatness in people, and sometimes I hold on for too long because I believe that I can help them.
You can. You can help people
if they want to help themselves.
Exactly. That's the biggest.
So here's what I do, and I'm still like, man, in this mix of like dialing in. I'm still very much. You hear about being in the business or working on the business. A true owner should be working on the business, not in the business. I'm still very much in the business of both of them. But how you separate yourself in a way that you can remove the emotion and focus on logics is you need a dashboard. Like you need a scoreboard. Every sporting event has a scoreboard, and every sporting event is a different scoreboard. Like you look at the scoreboard for basketball, it's different than the scoreboard you see for football
or golf or whatever.
Yeah. Like, they're all different.
Yeah.
But the things that are on the scoreboard are the most important metrics that run
the organization, the game, the win.
And that's what it is. You need to know those KPIs, those key performance indicators, those metrics that you need to be tracking, what those things are. And then listen, if those are being hit, beautiful. If those aren't being hit, that's your opportunity to come in and now train. But then you also have to understand, if you train and things aren't being done, you have to have the hard conversation to remove, or else you're jeopardizing everyone else in the business and all those you serve in the business. So you have to do that.
I think the biggest thing that he just said is the KPIs. If you guys are running a business and you don't have key performance indicators and sales and like whatever, to me, sales is the most important thing, right? That's the one that I look at. Man, if you don't have KPIs and you can't look at the numbers and because the numbers tell a story of your business, and that's going to be huge, especially when Tyler's or other people that are in the mentorship program, they're looking at buying apartment buildings. What are they looking at? They're looking at KPIs, numbers, or metrics for the apartment buildings, right? That's huge. If you can just focus on your numbers and knowing your numbers, I think you'll be fine. And then when it comes to employees as well, I live by quick to fire and slow, or whatever the saying is, right?
Slow to hire,
Yeah.
quick to fire.
Slow to hire and quick to fire. It's worked for me. So I would say. Yeah.
I mean, to paint this picture, like with my apartments, I'm looking at 30-day pre-leases, 60-day pre-leases, 30-day notices, 60-day notices. Then that's going to give me my...
When you buy the property, right?
And throughout.
And then, okay, got it.
Like,
So you have it
when I buy,
scheduled.
I'm looking at those things. But when I'm operating, we call it a Monday morning report. Some people call it a box score, but it's the KPIs of the property. And it is, so this is what I'm looking at to see, like, are we, so if I know that I have 30-day, 60-day notices and compare those to the lease expirations, well, I'm going to know my projected 30-day occupancy, 60-day occupancy, and I can see, okay, wait, that's not trending. That's not, in 60 days, we might be in trouble. We need to ramp up leasing to be able to get there. I know where to focus the energy. I know that if I have, another example, I know how many maintenance requests have been submitted versus how many maintenance requests have been completed.
Serviced, yeah.
I know how many, traffic that comes in. If the traffic that comes in, if 70% of them are not filling out, 30% of them are not filling out an application, well, that's a problem with my leasing.
Yeah, there's something wrong. They're not following up. They're not doing
their sales,
background
their
checks,
communication,
something,
their, how they treat people. If 30% aren't filling out an application, that's a problem with my leasing. If 70% aren't approved, that means there's a problem with my marketing. I'm bringing the wrong people in.
Checking the wrong audience.
Yeah, so I need to shift my marketing to make sure that I'm attracting a qualified tenant. So what it does is it shows you where you should place your energy, right? And which provides energy.
Huge, yeah. So, okay, let me ask you this about, because I have property management experience. So what is the biggest thing when it comes to, because most people that are probably watching this episode are interested in real estate in some caliber. What is the most important thing that you've learned in maybe your single family flips and your multifamily investing? What is the most important thing when it comes to leasing for tenants? For me, I found it to be the making sure you have a qualified tenant from the get-go. That makes everything else that much easier. What would you say is your opinion on that?
Most important thing with, because I could go a number of different ways. Most important thing with how to get a tenant, how to keep a tenant, how to
get a good tenant. Get a good tenant. Because the biggest thing is if you can find a good tenant, they're going to pay the rent on time. And most of the time, that's all people really care about is cash flow. You can fix the property. You can maintain it later if they damage it, right? Yeah. I think if you can expound on finding a good tenant.
Screening. Your screening policies. Like, what are you screening for? And are you getting referrals as well? And not just one referral, two referrals. Because one referral, this is the mistake that I made. So I have pain points here. We'd get one referral. Well, who's that one referral? It's usually their current landlord. Who is the most motivated person to give them a good referral for a new place?
Current landlord.
That person. If they are a bad tenant, it's like, oh yeah, you take them.
And they won't even tell you.
No, they're focusing on what they're doing.
Yeah.
So you need two referrals. So that's like, I don't know, that's one thing I would suggest.
No, that's a golden nugget. I never thought about that. Okay, cool. So two referrals. Okay, so let's just go into the customer. Take us through the customer experience of the multifamily mindset. So what do? They go through the mentorship program, the 1 day, what does that look like for
their
the
journey?
customer? Yeah, the journey for them.
So we do marketing campaigns, right? Like I'm sure that's what you saw.
Yeah. We do these shirt at the beach with the whiteboard.
Yeah, that's what you saw?
Yeah.
Sweet. So we do these marketing campaigns, and any marketing campaign needs to lead somewhere, whether it's, we call it a lead magnet. Our lead magnet is a free event that we do. So they see this campaign that shows them, it's essentially a teaser, because it's a short little video of like, hey, you can do this. And it opens people's eyes of like, oh my gosh, really? I want to learn how to do that. Then they come to, and there's lots of things that happen even before they come to the event.
Text messages, reminders, all that stuff.
That stuff is critical.
Follow up. Super huge in a business. If you're not using AI right now for that, sorry, you're sleeping. There's money that you're letting sit. Now that there's AI, you have no excuse not to make any money. Sorry.
Yeah, but it's true though.
Yeah.
You got to build that kind of stuff up. Like, to paint the picture, we offer a free live event. That's valuable. Most people do webinars, and we'll do webinars too, but like live events, valuable. 80% of the people that register for the free event don't even show up. 80%.
Yeah.
So like, you've got it, like, and if 20% don't show up, you're going to struggle making the numbers that you need to hit. Once again, another KPI, right?
Yeah.
You need to do that. So anyway, but you're talking about the journey. So they come through, register, They show up for the 90-minute session. We call it a preview. And we lay out the 7 steps needed to acquire an apartment building. Like it's really the whole goal of that training is to explain, like to show people that they can do it. Like to explain deeper than obviously we could go into an ad of like, this is how it works, but it's also 90 minutes. That's why we call it a preview. And that leads to now a 3-day training that you went to. Yeah. That 3-day training is a deep dive. Yeah. Like now I have 3 days, I'm all 3 days. I'm like 8+ hours every day.
Yeah, no, that 3-day event was no joke. Like I was nodding a couple times in there, but it's a lot of information, and it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. But the 3-day event was by far, hands down, probably one of the best events that I've been to.
Yeah, good. So, thanks, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So that's it, man. They come there, and then at that point, you got a good grip of like, do you want to do this business or not? And if you do, it makes sense to do the mentorship if you're going to do it. It's like, this isn't something, flipping a single family deal. You could do that on your own. You could learn a lot of that stuff on your own. This is a partnership game. It's a partnership game. You're going to work in partnerships, mentorship, and the network, and all those things. It's just, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So then they join the network, join mentorship, and then, man, that journey can go a million different directions from there.
Yeah. The biggest thing about, like, one thing that he did talk about earlier is once you put yourself into bigger rooms with bigger people or people who are actually in the arena, it opens up. Like, if you can pay to sit at a table, I highly recommend doing that. Like, that's been a game changer, man. Paying to sit at a table that you're not worthy at in your mindset, right, is huge. Like, just being in the room, like, what's the saying? Whoever you surround yourself with is like who you'll be in the next couple years. I mean, I post up in Wailea all the time. I'm with some really rich and wealthy people at some really nice houses. And it's just destined, you know what I mean? Eventually, I'm going to make it to multi-million-dollars in revenue and all that good stuff.
Yeah, their identity rubs off on you.
Yeah.
They don't have the same fears or doubts, I guess I would say, as somebody who's
working a 9 to 5.
Yeah. They think bigger. They think differently. They have fears, but they're different fears. It's like, and they overcome them. They pursue them. They attack fear.
Yeah. Attacking fear is probably like just go head force or head on into whatever you're afraid of. I guarantee you it'll work out. You learn something from it.
Then you learn.
Yeah.
We have in our house, we call it a fantastic attempt in learning. It's like, it's a fantastic attempt in learning. It's great. Now, what did you learn from it? In fact, every night at dinner, we do wins and learns. Let's swear to God, every night. If you ever come to dinner, which you should come to dinner at my house one time. Yeah. But any of these guys can attest. They come to dinner, we do wins and learns every night. What was the best part of the day? And then what was something in your day that didn't go great? What did you learn from it? And how would you make it better the next time? So that this thing that now, didn't go great and could be a potential negative, now you learn from it. And now the next time you're faced with that situation, you know how to approach it differently and better to make it the upside.
Yeah.
We do it every night.
No, that's good. I think, so at the beginning of this podcast episode, you talked about you wanted to be present as a dad, right? So what is the biggest benefit for you being a father and being present and seeing your kids grow?
Oh, seeing my kids grow. Man, seeing my kids grow. I will tell you that I believe the biggest benefit that I can provide my kids as a business owner is talking about the struggles of my business. Dude, any business owner knows it's a roller coaster. Some days are great and some days are rough. Some days you're like, man, what am I doing? And am I going to figure this out? But like, my kids see me fail and hear me talk about me failing all the time.
And are they actually interested in that? Like, they are? Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I like to think they are. Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe not.
Well, yeah, because my dad was a 9-to-5er, right? He did 9-to-5 stuff. Like, he wasn't a business owner, so I'm just curious to have a different mindset from that.
No, my kids love it, bro. Like, we do. Have you ever been to our Peak Partnership event?
No, I've heard about it though. It's like a Tony Robinson
that's our best event that we do, bro. Okay. You should come to Peak. Peak's an amazing event. But PAX, I'll give you this example. PAX is my 10-year-old.
Oldest, right?
Say it again?
Is he the oldest?
He's the oldest, yep. And then I have my little girl, Marley. Paxton is super sharp, but he's like a deep thinker and he's pretty reserved and he can be quiet from time to time. Yeah. And so he can be, I'm talking about his past version because he's a different kid now. Like, he came to Peak Partnership He decided he wanted to welcome me out on stage at Peak Partnership, that's a big thing for him. I mean, I'm so pumped about it.
Well, for you too. I can only imagine my son introducing me that speaks volumes for what it is that you're actually doing in his life, in my personal opinion. I mean, a little kid out there on the stage, what was he, 8 years old at the time?
He was 8 years old at the time. Yep.
Yeah, 8 years old doing that.
Maybe 9 years old.
Yep. Still at 9 years old. I wasn't on a stage at 9 years old.
No, 1,500 people?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And to paint this picture, he had just maybe 2 months before-ish had given a talk at church. And we're talking in his Sunday school class to 5 buddies. He didn't get one word out. He cried and ran out of the room. So when he told me he wanted to welcome me on stage, I was terrified for him. I don't let him know that, but I'm terrified for him.
Yeah.
But bro, he studied, he worked. It's something he wanted to do. And now to provide this opportunity and to see, he told me but he killed it. He crushed it, bro. And when he's nervous, he also talks really quiet. But he didn't, dude. He spoke loud and with confidence. And he's like, dude, it's crazy. Once I got out there, it was almost like all the fear just got sucked out of me. You know, in that moment that should be the most terrifying moment, all of a sudden all the fear was sucked out. And it was just like, I'm already here. I might as well, I'm here. I can't run away.
I'm gonna cower.
Yeah.
Cower.
And I had this conversation with him recently, and he said, and in my mind, because I literally asked the question, what you're thinking in that mind? And he's like, well, I picture myself, the future version of myself. So think about this. This is my 10-year-old who's telling me this. I picture my future version of myself and thinking, if I don't do this, and I cower down and I give up or whatever, I'm gonna regret it. The future version of me is gonna regret that. I'm gonna step up and do this. My 10-year-old, he knows that at 10. Let me tell you what happened. So that was 2 years ago at Peak Partnership. This year at Peak Partnership, bro, he is that changed him it changed him.
His individual
confidence level, completely different. He gets to Peak Partnership this year, and he not only welcomed me out on stage, this was not part of the plan, but he made this happen. In fact, I carved out some time for my keynote to make this happen. He interviewed me on stage. This is a kid who, once again,
scared.
Yeah, used to be scared, and now it's changed him. So I believe the biggest blessing that I can provide my kids is to pursue my dreams. Not just tell them they can accomplish their dreams, but to pursue my dreams, to not be scared to fail. Or be scared to fail, but do it anyway, you know?
Think bigger,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Think bigger, have a different mindset. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you as a dad doing that, as a family man, and also as a godly man, that's huge. I mean, people need good, godly leaders, men in this industry, and just in general, right? I mean, there's a lack of good leadership in the right places that we need. So I appreciate you for being a good leader for your family, and then the multifamily mindset and everything that you're doing. So yeah, with that being said, I kind of just want to wrap this up with the podcast interview. So what are some of the future plans that you have with the business? I know you guys are always growing, always expanding, but what are some future plans that you guys have?
Man, lots. Let me tell you one thing that I want to mention, though, is I want to mention how what we do benefits those who live here. Because I think that a lot of times people think that I'm teaching people how to come in and buy up properties in Maui, and this is how locals get priced out. That's not it. That's not what I teach. What I teach is showing locals, anybody, but locals. That's why I do events. Like next week, I have a bunch of events coming through here. And we are showing you how to buy properties on the mainland to make money so that you can afford to live here, and not just afford to live here and stay here.
Thrive here.
Thrive here.
Yeah.
That's what we teach people. And man, that doesn't mean it's not gonna be hard work. It is hard work.
Yeah.
People aren't scared of hard work, man. Most people are already working hard. If they're a business owner listening to this, they're already working hard.
Living here too, you have to work hard to survive.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people that are local who have 2 or 3 jobs, right? Or you're starting a business, it's tough to survive out here. But I like that you're teaching local people, or just people in general, how to do that and thrive.
Well, it's important to me, bro, because I'll just tell you, economically, it probably doesn't make sense to do events out here in Hawaii. We do a bunch on the mainland, but I come here once a year. And the reason I come here once a year is because I'm grateful to live here, bro. I'm very grateful to live. I've started this by saying I'm grateful to be a visitor here. They've accepted my family. They've just some of the most amazing people in the world. And I am very grateful to be able to enhance belief and show what is possible.
That's one thing I'd like to touch on too, is like if you guys get the opportunity to move to Maui and or be a part of the environment and the ecosystem here and just the islands, like it's total game changer once you actually live here and you experience the culture. Like it's home. You know what I mean? Like once you get ingrained in the culture, like essentially it accepts you and Maui welcomes you in, it's a game changer. It changes your life, changes your perspective, and you just get to enjoy everything that Maui has to offer. Because I mean, I go do things that are free, that are absolutely beautiful, like diving, surfing, stuff like that, right? And it's all free, essentially.
Accepts you or rejects you.
Yeah.
And it's what's within you, what surrounds you is within you.
Mm-hmm.
If you come in here and you don't accept the culture and you try to change the culture, you're gonna be rejected.
Yeah.
Like you just will be.
Yeah.
You come in here and you accept and you're grateful for it, bro. Because people always ask me all the time, like, how is living there? Like, are people nice to you? And it's like, the nicest people of any place that I've ever lived in my life. But I also respect them. I respect the culture. I'm grateful to be here. It's like, I'm not like, it's
a double-edged sword too. You gotta come with respect, and then you also gotta, just take in the culture, right? And exactly what Hawaii has to represent. All right, Tyler, so the last question I have for you, is there anything that you would like to say to the viewers as maybe like a personal message or some encouragement for them?
Yeah, go share this episode with other people who, if you found value from it, go share it with somebody that would pull value from it. And that's how his podcast continues to grow. He puts a lot of time and effort into the podcast. He puts a lot of time and effort into pouring into individuals like you. And man, the most simple way that you can give back and to just show thank you is to share it. So go share it for him, man. He does a ton for the community and is fully ingrained in the community. So go share this so that can continue to happen. And then also, man, think bigger, live better, and make sure that you put yourself in a position to own a shit ton of real estate.
So with that being said, you guys, my name is Devin Atkins with the Maui Business Podcast, Tyler Deveraux with the Multifamily Mindset. That being said, God bless and aloha.
Aloha.